Napoleon Bonaparte was born on August 15, 1769 in the town of Ajaccio on the island of Corsica. At the time of his birth, Corsica was under French control, but retained a distinct culture and identity. Napoleon came from a relatively modest background, with his father Carlo Bonaparte being a lawyer and his mother Letizia Remolino coming from a family of minor nobility. As a child, Napoleon showed exceptional intelligence and a strong desire for knowledge. He received a scholarship to attend the Royal Military School in Brienne-le-Château on the mainland of France in 1779. Despite facing initial difficulties due to cultural differences and the Corsican accent in his French, Napoleon quickly adapted and excelled academically, particularly in mathematics and geography. In 1784, Napoleon graduated from Brienne-le-Château and moved on to École Militaire in Paris, a prestigious military academy. He completed his training in 1785 and joined the French army as a second lieutenant in the artillery. Although his Corsican background and relative obscurity initially presented challenges, Napoleon's intelligence and dedication quickly caught the attention of his superiors. The French Revolution erupted in 1789, ushering in a period of radical political and social change in France. Napoleon saw an opportunity to rise through the ranks and make his mark. In 1793, during the counter-revolutionary uprising in Toulon, Napoleon displayed his military acumen by successfully capturing the city with royalist forces. This victory earned him recognition and promotion to the rank of brigadier general. In 1796, Napoleon's career took a decisive turn when he was appointed as the commander of the Army of Italy. At the time, the French Revolutionary Wars were in full swing, and the army was engaged in conflicts with various European powers. Napoleon's command in Italy provided him with a platform to showcase his strategic brilliance. During his Italian campaign, Napoleon demonstrated innovative tactics and a deep understanding of military strategy. He employed rapid maneuvers, flanking attacks, and concentration of force to defeat larger and more experienced armies. His victories at the Battle of Lodi, the Battle of Arcole, and the Battle of Rivoli solidified his reputation as a military genius and earned him the admiration of his troops. Napoleon's successes in Italy brought him fame and influence. In 1799, taking advantage of political turmoil in France, he staged a coup and became the first consul, the de facto leader of the country. With the support of key military and political figures, Napoleon effectively established a new government known as the Consulate. As the first consul, Napoleon implemented a series of reforms aimed at stabilizing France and consolidating his power. He focused on restoring order, revitalizing the economy, and improving public administration. One of his most significant achievements was the Napoleonic Code, a comprehensive legal system that brought uniformity and consistency to French law. The code emphasized equality before the law, protected property rights, and guaranteed individual freedoms. In 1804, Napoleon took another momentous step by declaring himself Emperor of the French. In a grand ceremony at Notre Dame Cathedral, he crowned himself Napoleon I, signaling the establishment of a new imperial dynasty. As emperor, Napoleon sought to expand French influence and control across Europe, embarking on a series of military campaigns that became known as the Napoleonic Wars. Napoleon's military campaigns were characterized by rapid and decisive victories. He employed innovative strategies such as the use of artillery, combined arms tactics, and rapid troop movements. His victories at the Battle of Austerlitz in 1805, the Battle of Jena Ostrid in 1806, and the Battle of Wagram in 1809 solidified his reputation as a military genius. During this period, Napoleon expanded the French Empire, either through direct annexation or by establishing puppet states led by his family members or royal allies. The French Empire reached its peak in 1812, stretching from Spain and Italy to parts of present-day Germany and Poland. However, Napoleon's ambition eventually led to his downfall. In 1812, he launched a disastrous invasion of Russia with the aim of forcing Tsar Alexander I to submit to his authority. The Russian campaign proved to be a grave miscalculation. The Russian forces employed a scorched earth strategy, retreating and destroying their own resources to deny Napoleon's army's sustenance. The harsh Russian winter, coupled with guerrilla warfare and logistical challenges, decimated the Grand Army. The catastrophic losses suffered during the Russian campaign weakened Napoleon's grip on power. In 1813, the European powers formed a coalition against him, resulting in a series of defeats. The Battle of Leipzig in 1813, also known as the Battle of Nations, proved to be a turning point. The coalition forces overwhelmed Napoleon's army, and he was eventually forced to abdicate in 1814. Exiled to the island of Elba off the coast of Italy, Napoleon retained the title of Emperor but was confined to a relatively small territory. However, his desire for power and influence persisted. In 1815, he made a dramatic escape from Elba and returned to France, sparking a period known as the 100 Days. During the 100 Days, Napoleon sought to rally support and regain his former glory. He quickly gathered an army and won several initial victories. But his ambition were dashed at the Battle of Waterloo in June 1815. The coalition forces led by the Duke of Wellington decisively defeated Napoleon's army. Realizing the futility of further resistance, Napoleon abdicated for the second time. This time, the European powers were determined to ensure that Napoleon would not pose a threat again. He was exiled to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic, far away from Europe. Cut off from the world, Napoleon spent the remaining years of his life in confinement. Despite his captivity, he engaged in intellectual pursuits, dictating memoirs, and reflecting on his life and the decisions he had made. On May 5, 1821, Napoleon Bonaparte died on St. Helena at the age of 51. The exact cause of his death is debated, with some attributing it to stomach cancer, while others suggest other factors may have been contributed. Regardless, his passing marked the end of an era, left behind a complex and enduring legacy. Napoleon Bonaparte's impact on Europe and the world cannot be understated. His military campaigns and strategic brilliance revolutionized warfare and shaped the course of European history. His legal reforms, such as Napoleonic Code, brought about the lasting changes in the legal systems of many countries. His centralized administrative structures and emphasis on meritocracy influenced governance and bureaucracy. However, his pursuit of power and conquest resulted in an immense human suffering and loss of lives. Today, Napoleon Bonaparte continues to be a subject of fascination and study. Historians and scholars debate his accomplishments, his character, and his legacy. Whether viewed as a visionary reformer or a power-hungry conqueror, there is no denying his profound impact on the world and his enduring place in history.